All right, so this is, you can go ahead and start rolling out as I'm talking here. I'll just go through what the format's going to be today. Let's see. So this morning, we're going to do this descending pyramid. So 8 reps down to 1 rep or 4 minutes, whichever happens first, right? So if you've worked your way down to 3 reps of each exercise and the time ends, then that's where we stop. I'm not sure that any of these will be finishable if you're doing them correctly, or if you're doing them well, but you know, we're gonna do our best to get there. All right, so all you have to remember is a pair of exercises. We're gonna be working on a pair of exercises for 4 minutes. You'll do 8 reps of each, and then 7 reps of each, and then 6 and 5 and 4, and working your way all the way down, trying to get to 1. And so first pair of exercises as you're rolling out is going to be a reverse lunge and a stationary crawl. So a reverse lunge, you'll be holding weight, maybe, could be body weight. But if you're holding weight, you'll hold weight up top here. Just holding up nice and tight. The handle should be right up under your chin, and stepping back, tapping your knee, and then we'll alternate these. So we're step back, tap a knee, and you're working through 8 each. Once you do 8 each there, you're gonna do 8 stationary crawls. So a stationary crawl is you're on your toes and your hands. So knees on the ground would be a regression. So if you're not able to keep knees up off the ground and back flat, and we raise a hand, we raise opposites. So if you're not able to be there, just take knees to the ground, and we'll pick up a knee, pick up a knee. So it's almost like it's like you're crawling. And remember, we work in opposition. So that means if I pick up my right hand, it means my left foot should come off the ground. Okay, so we have to work in opposites there. So that's the first pair, reverse lunge, stationary crawl. Second pair, alternating side plank and a toe tap. So alternating side plank is just going to be your choice, either on your elbows or on your hands. I find hands just much more easy to roll through. So you're here with a straight arm doing a side plank. You're just going to leave the balls of your feet right where they are. Tilt over to the other side and go until you stack your shoulders right up on top of each other. Up. 2 pups. So that's that. And the toe tap is you'll have your weight in front of you, and you just come up, tap a toe to the handle. Okay, so any object really works. So it can be anywhere in between that run and just kind of a march where you're tapping your toes. So it depends on the speed there. The speed is up to you. Hero clean and push-up. So hero clean is kind of one of my new favorite things. You're gonna start with the weight next to your foot. You're sort of turning in like this. So if you're gonna pick it up with your right hand, your right heel will spin out. So we're here, you almost take a knee, and then you pull the weight from the ground up to your shoulder. Turn that toe in, almost take a knee. So there's a little bit of rotation here as you pull up. All right, so that's the hero clean. We'll go over it again before we get there. The exercise with that is just a push-up. So modify as you need to. Knees down, hands on a couch, hands on the back of the couch, hands on the wall. Or if you want to make them more challenging, you can elevate your feet. Would be probably the easiest way to do that. And again, we're doing 8 down to 1. Last one is a combination lunge. So you're gonna kind of reach out. Pretend you have like a slider, and if you have a carpet slider, you could even use that. So you'll slide out to the side, bending this leg, just tapping this toe out to the side, and then you'll go back behind you and tap behind you. You're always going to face the same direction. You won't be turning with that. Okay, so my belly button's going to face forward. Reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out. So I just did 4 of those. Every time your knee bends, that counts as 1, 2, 3. and then you'll do 8 on the other side. So those can be weighted or unweighted, and you're gonna pair an upright row with that. So you'll have a weight. If you have a dumbbell, you'll hold the end of the dumbbell so the handle hangs vertically, and we're just pulling up to right up under your chin or right in front of your mouth. Just make sure you don't hit yourself. The key with these is your elbows are gonna be higher than your hands. So it's not this, okay? So we'll go over those one more time. You don't have to remember all of them, but just know that you gotta remember 2 at a time, and we're working our way through. All right, so wrap up what you're doing with the foam roller. And from there, we'll take a knee. Take that knee, getting nice and tall, scoop your tailbone under. And from there, we're gonna reach, like if my left knee is down, you're gonna reach your left arm up in the air, and we're gonna reach over your body. So kind of raise your hand in class, and then take that and tilt over toward your up, the knee that's up. Making sure we're staying tall the whole time with that. Check in, make sure your head's not poking forward. Stay as tall as you can, and just rotate and tilt to that side. All right, let's go to the other side. So find your hip flexor stretch first. The reason we establish the stretch first is because when you raise your arm and tilt, you should feel more stretch. All right, so we want that to actually be doing something for you. Again, staying tall, don't let your head poke forward. And good, from right here, we're just gonna stay on one knee, take your hands to the floor. And so we're gonna try to push your chest away from the floor, but push your hips down toward the floor, right? So your knee is gonna be outside your armpit here. Got both hands on the floor. And we're gonna mix a rotation in with this. So whatever foot is forward, you're gonna take the hand that's closest to that foot, reach down with your elbow, try to touch the top of your shoe. And then we're rotating up, pointing your fingertips at the ceiling. Take that same arm down to try to touch the shoelaces of your shoe. Rotating up, pointing those fingers up at the ceiling. And we'll cycle through those. Let's do about 4 more. And then we'll go to the other side. So we're just gonna switch knees. So whatever leg is forward, make sure your knee is outside your armpit. Really trying to push your hips down toward the floor, but push your chest away from the floor. All right, from here, let's take your elbow, try to touch your shoe, and then rotate up, fingertips point at the ceiling. And let's do about 5 more here. And relax. From there, we're gonna go to a push-up position, and we're gonna stack your one foot on top of the other. So let's take your left foot and put it on top of your right heel. Right, from here, you're gonna rock your shoulders forward. So we're kind of bending those toes, really stretching your toes. Then you're gonna rock back, try to touch your heel to the ground. So we get a calf stretch there. Then the last movement, you're gonna push your hips up towards the ceiling, big stretch down the back of your leg. So we will repeat those 3. Rocking forward, stretching the toes, heel to the ground, stretching the calf, hips up to the ceiling, stretching your hamstring. Let's do it 2 more times. Rocking forward, Rocking back, heel to the ground. Hips up towards the sky, stretching a hamstring. One last time, rock it forward. And back. And hips up. All right, let's stay in that push-up position. We're gonna switch to the other side. So now your right foot is stacked on top of your left. You shift forward. Drop your heel back to the ground. Pushing up towards the ceiling. Shift forward. Feel that stretch in your big toe. Heel to the ground. Hips up to the sky. One more, or two more times. Toes, calf, hamstring. Last one, shifting forward. Calf stretch. And hamstring stretch. All right, let's walk your feet up under you. Go ahead and stand up. We're gonna do a two-way lunge. We step forward. Whatever foot steps forward, you're gonna take that same foot and step out to the side. So the depth here depends on where you're at in terms of your warm-up. You may be touching your knee to the ground. You may not be there yet. It's okay, we're just working our way there. One foot should be glued to the ground here, and your steps are just gonna revolve around that foot. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Stepping forward, stepping out to the side. One more each. And good. Okay, so we're ready to go here. Remember, the first pair is going to be reverse lunge, and we're pairing that with the stationary crawl. The key with the stationary crawl is by the end, you shouldn't end up with your hips way up in the air like this. We want to keep your back flat like a tabletop. Your knees are going to be about 2 inches off the ground, and we pick up one hand and the opposite foot. So for that one, each time you pick up, you have to do each side to equal 1. So if you're counting, you're either going to count 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, or just count by ones up to 16. Okay? So if you're holding weight, bringing it up to underneath your chin. If you're not holding weight, if you're just going body weight, that's fine. And we'll get started. We got 4 minutes to work. We're doing 8 of both things, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3. So working our way down. All right, we'll get started in 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Remember, on the lunges, you're counting each side. So we're going to do 8 each side for a total of 16 lunges on the first one. As you're doing that stationary crawl, picture your back flat like a tabletop. And as you're moving, you should try not to spill dinner. So you should be locked up in the middle. After you're done with 8s, working into 7s. On your reverse lunges, make sure your front leg's doing most of the work. The leg that's stepping back is just sort of there to tap the floor and come back up. All right, halfway done with our time. Remember, it's not needed. It's not, the goal isn't to finish here. The goal is to just work for the 4 minutes. Form comes first. A little less than a minute to go. 50 seconds. Thirty seconds left. $15 seconds. Five seconds. And rest. All right, we're going to take a minute to rest. So as you're catching your breath, I'll explain the next two. Alternating side plank. You can go from your knees and roll over to that side plank. Or sorry, from your knees. From your elbows. You just fold your arms up, and then it's just about rolling to one side, rolling to the other. Okay, you won't be moving. Your feet won't stack on top of each other. As you roll to your side, you'll end up with your top foot in front just a little bit. All right, you're gonna combine that with the toe tap. So after your last side plank, you'll pop up, and we're just tapping your toe to the top of the weight, anywhere between a march and a run. All right, so we're gonna start those in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Remember that alternating side plank, you want to move as one piece. Don't take your hips over there and then let your shoulders finish up. So think of yourself as like a log rolling over on its side. Means your belly's going to stay strong. One way to modify this is to go from your knees. So you'll roll to your side, roll across your knees, and come back up. So your choice there. Straight legs are tougher than bent knees. Step up, toe tap. One minute in here, 3 minutes to go. Remember, on your side plank, try to get your shoulders all the way stacked up. Don't leave your chest facing the floor. Halfway there, 2 minutes left to go. Remember, the sets will get quicker as you go because you're doing fewer reps each time. Make sure you do each side for their goal.
Yeah, I know. I'm counting to 10.
One minute to go. Thirty seconds. Five seconds left. 2, 1, and rest for 1 minute. While we're resting, I'll explain the next one. Remember, the next one is that hero clean. So there is that little bit of rotation. If you're standing on your left leg, you're gonna kind of turn and almost take a knee. You won't quite have to take a knee, but we're just going down to get the weight. From there, you pull up. And if you have a kettlebell, you'll kind of let it sit against your wrist and your shoulder here. If you're using a dumbbell, you'll just kind of pull it up and keep it just off your side there. So you'll do 8 on one side, then 8 on the other. And we'll follow those up with push-ups, modified however you need to. So working our way down from 8. You won't alternate sides on the clean, it would just take too much time. All right, ready? And 4 minutes, here we go. Remember, you're kind of turning into that planted leg. If you don't get to the floor, that's okay. Should be doing most of the work with your legs here, so it won't turn into an upper body exercise. You're pretty much pulling from the bottom, and with all that momentum, you'll be able to park it at the top. 1 minute down, 3 to go. Halfway there, 2 minutes. Remember on that clean, as long as you're kind of reaching down to about knee level, you should be good there. You just need to have enough of a pull to get the weight up to your shoulder. "20 seconds left here. Sorry, it's hard to read a backwards clock. We had 50 seconds left. Sorry. Now 30 seconds left. "15 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice work, Cole. All right, last group of the day. We've got that lateral and crossover lunge combination. So you reach, squat down on this leg, reach out to the side, and out this direction. Think of yourself as trying to touch the side walls each time. You're reaching out, trying to touch that side wall, reaching out, trying to touch the other side wall, crossing behind you. And the upright row is the partner with that. Yeah, you can hold weight. If you're holding weight, you'll hold the weight up under your chin. Okay. Upright row, pulling that weight up, just make sure your elbows stay higher than your hands. 10 seconds. Remember on the combination lunge, you're counting each time you bend your knee. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4 minutes. Off we go. Last bit of work for the day. Your weight should be primarily on your working leg here. The other one's just there to reach out and tap. As you pull up, make sure you're pulling into nice flat back, so shouldn't be hunched forward here. Pulling up nice and tall. Shoulder blades should feel flat against your rib cage. Remember, we're not lunging out to the side that you're stepping to. You're staying on one leg. Pretend like you're reaching out to see if the ice is safe. So if you put too much weight on it, you might fall through the ice. You're just reaching out to touch. If you have a slider under your foot, that makes these really easy. You just slide from one side to the other. Two minutes left. Halfway there. 2 minutes of work left in the day. All right, getting close to the finish here. Last minute. 1 more minute to go. All right, 20 seconds. Really getting into that working leg, squatting down as far as you can, really reach out. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And that's a wrap. All right, weights down. You're probably standing at this point, so just stay standing. You can move around if that helps you. But the point is, we're trying to stay tall. Trying to touch the top of your head to the ceiling. Giving yourself lots of room to breathe into. How'd that go, Max?
My thighs burn.
Oh, that's weird. It's a workout.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know how though. When I did those skaters, I felt like my standing foot had the most weight, not my swinging one.
You're right. That you did them right.
Okay.
Yeah, the leg you're standing on should be doing the work.
Perfect.
All right, that's a wrap. This was number 102 morning workouts. And if you do the math on that, that's 17 full weeks of these morning workouts, which is crazy. Never would have predicted it. But if we're being honest, I feel pretty good. Kelly's feeling pretty good. And hopefully you guys are too. So keep up the great work, and maybe we'll see you at the gym. Cole says bye.
Bye, Cole.
Have a great day, gang.
Bye.